Good morning, Pampanga. Here's the plan. Yesterday we saw them digging holes either side of the main building area to try and drain away some of the water. That appears to have been quite successful. So today the idea is, if the weather holds, we'll start seeing some columns going into the main house area. They'll continue with building the columns along the perimeter wall, and we'll see what else comes along. What could possibly go wrong? First order of business today, I want to say a big thank you to Jim in Hong Kong. He's been keeping an eye on me since the very beginning and sending me comments along the way, trying to correct some of my horrendous errors of terminology. But yesterday he went above and beyond and has sent me a very, very long note with all sorts of information and suggestions about what I should be doing, what I could be doing. And so, Jim, big thanks to you. Keep them coming. I will continue to need your help right until the end. Thanks again, buddy. Bye. First walk around of the morning. It's about 8:20. I did just about make it for the 7 o'clock start. I had a quick chat with the architect and one of his engineers earlier on. And this is a nice sign. We have guys back in the main building area digging out the holes for the columns again. So, as I mentioned in the intro, we've had quite a bit of success with digging the larger holes at either end, one over there and one over here, which were dug to a deeper depth than the holes for the columns, and it's done its job, mostly. It's drained a lot of the water out of these, and the architect says if we have fine weather today, we should start to see some columns going in because the water will have drained sufficiently. There is still some in a couple of these holes, well, in all the holes I think, but they believe they can pump out enough of that today to get us going with starting to get some columns in place. So fingers crossed, no rain. It's already pretty hot at 8:20 in the morning. These guys, digging, they're very, very good at it, but they're in for a long day, I think. Okay, so we have concrete. Just as I walked over, they fired up the mixer, so I've had to step back a little bit. Maybe in the editing we can zoom in a little bit more, but off they go with mixing concrete to use in those holes for the columns down the perimeter fence. We'll see how far they get with that today, and I will try at some point today to come back and talk a little bit about the ratios that they use between the mix, the sand and the gravel. Basically, it was described to me yesterday as meeting Class A standards. So we'll try and put that into some ratio numbers for you in a little while. This is, as you saw on day one of the video, if you saw day one, this is our architect and builder. And we're very lucky that so far, every day, he's been able to pay us a visit, sometimes for quite extended periods, sometimes he has to dip away quite a bit. He's got a number of other projects going on, but so far, every day, he's been here, which I'm very grateful for. So today, contrary to what I thought I was told yesterday, we have the mechanical digger back. That's nice. Helps things progress, certain things progress at a much faster pace. So I'm really pleased with that. Good start to the day. and inevitably more rebar. Yep, this is going to be going on all day, I think. Lots and lots more of this and this. It's probably days more of this. So here, let's get in a little closer, and you can see. You see what they do. If I tried to do that, it would take me 10 minutes. But here you see a skilled worker. Bang, done. Makes it look very, very easy. Just like that. Looks so simple, and like most things in life, can be simple with a lot of practice. Concrete going in. At least first, a small amount. And if memory serves from one of the other builds I saw, they may start with a slightly wetter mixture right at the very bottom. Although there is water in there already, so it doesn't need to be too much wetter. So there you go, first concrete going into our house. So column number 3 going in. The builder thinks that maybe by the end of today we may have 8 in and secured with concrete, which is a great start. But he's also told me that if you include the carport on the ground floor level, we need a total of 39. So this is going to be a little bit longer to get all these in, but that's okay. And while I remember, and I'll probably still get this wrong, but the concrete mix, so they're using pretty similar to what is described as Class A mixture here, which cement to gravel to sand is a ratio of 1, 2, 3. But what they've done is they've adjusted it slightly, and their ratio is 1 to 4. And if I understand it correctly, basically the larger the proportion of cement mixture, in theory, the stronger it is. Having said that, the builder also says that this will also aim to be a minimum of 3,500. He's not necessarily committing to it being stronger than that, but they have adjusted the mixture to try and make it slightly stronger. So we'll continue to monitor during the day how many of these go in, whether there's any problems with them, and whether we do get indeed to 8. Is he managing my expectations well? What could possibly go wrong with that? So it's lunchtime. It's not that long after I filmed the last clip, so there's nothing really new to see, but very briefly, 3 columns in the erect position. Certainly concrete in that one, and I believe concrete in number 2, although I could be wrong on that. And yeah, just to reconfirm, the builder thinks if the weather holds, we may get to 8 by the end of today. He actually started to suggest they might do more, and I told him, no, don't tell me that. Manage my expectations. So we'll stick with 8 for now, and hope the weather holds. It looks like it's going to. There's a few clouds up in the sky, but at the moment it remains a very bright and really quite hot day again. So I think almost everybody has been working in this area for at least the second half of the morning. We've got a crew of 17 today. We did have early in the morning the plumber's crew way over beyond that big pile of dirt. they were back. I think they were just checking on the progress from yesterday. So I think their job for now is done. So I think this afternoon we should see most hands back on deck just here. There may still be some activity, no, I'm sorry, there will still be some activity over behind the bunkhouse doing steel cutting and forming. But most of the labour is over here. Right, back a little while after lunch. Right, a quick update. The 3 o'clock bell is gone. So they're having a quick break and one more leg to go. So columns, the constructor, the engineer, said earlier on today that maybe they would get 8 in the ground today. I don't think he necessarily promised that all would have concrete, but so far we've got 7. So he's on track. There are, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, or possibly 5 with concrete now. So they're making good progress with the columns, with the first erections inside the house. We'll come back at the end of the day and see whether he met his target. Right, we may have a new competition on top of the unbelievably exciting opportunity to name a cow, for which we have been inundated with entries. At this moment I have, well, one actually, but it's a good one. Paul Gannon has come up with the rather smart Moo Tai. But can you beat that? Come on. Anyway, competition number 2 has been suggested, possibly inadvertently, by my brother John, who wondered whether rebar is an instruction to go back to the bar for more drinks. So here's the new competition. What alternative meanings can you come up with? Any construction terms, whether they're real or whether it's something I've butchered? Alternative meanings. Answers on a postcard? Actually, no, that's about 50 years ago. Answers in the comments, please. Alternative meanings for construction terms. Keep it clean. So it's the end of the day. The bell's just gone. The guys are heading out. And what have we got? Well, the builder said he thought 8 columns. Guess what? We've got 8 columns. Not sure if they've all got concrete in the base, but here we go. 8 columns. So we have a baby house. It's just the beginning, but it's the first time that it starts to feel like something more than holes in the ground. Well, it is more than holes in the ground. So they had almost everybody working on this area today. Not sure if that'll be the same tomorrow, but basically 8 down, including the carport, 31 to go on the ground floor. And then there may be more, well, there will be more, of course, up on the second floor. So yeah, there's 8 down for the ground floor, 31 to go. He hasn't told me yet. I haven't looked at the plans to see how many there will be for the second floor. And just in case anybody's interested, I think it's unlikely, but 1 or 2 might be. The stirrups that they use on these columns for the ground floor, I said before, they're 16mm diameter in the verticals, and the stirrups are 10mm. When they go up to the second floor, first floor, second floor, depends what country you're from, the one after the ground floor, then the stirrups go down to being 9mm. Obviously there's less pressure on the columns on the second floor. So that's kind of it for today. That's a wrap for day 6. I think I called yesterday day 6. I'm pretty sure today is day 6. We have the beginnings of something. So, all right, we'll see you again tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings.